Welcome back to the Scratch Addons YouTube channel. My name is Cool Scratcher, as you probably know, and in this video I'm going to be looking at everything new in Scratch Addons version 1.18, and there's a lot. Like this update is big. Like the Scratch Addons developers have packed a lot into just 2 weeks worth of work. And there's a lot of new updates and things, so I'm really excited to showcase this to you. So yeah, let's get into it. Why do I always say that? Let's get into it. We're not getting into anything. I guess we're getting into the body of the video. Okay. So now if I click on the Scratch Addons, what on earth has happened here? So as you can see, this UI has changed. UI is user interface, in case you didn't know. It's changed like a lot. So as you can see, this UI has now changed to reflect the Scratch Addons setting page. So now all these post and cancel buttons, the games, it's a bit different. And the add-ons, as you can see, it's more compact, so now you don't need to scroll as much. That's just right off the bat, a very quick update. Now if we click on this little cog here, we go into the settings page, and let's take a look at some of the new add-ons. There's 6, and there's also a few changes, so we have a lot to cover. First is the TurboWarp Button add-on. So if I turn, oh, it's already on. Well, if you turn this on, it adds a button on project pages to play the project in TurboWarp.org. So if you didn't know what TurboWarp is, it's this. So it's basically a Scratch mod. It compiles project to JavaScript and makes them run really fast, really smoothly. So now you can easily access it. So if we go to the Scratch website and we click on a project, I chose a very fitting project. So now you can notice that there's this new button. This wasn't here before, and if we click on this, whoa, that sends us to the TurboWarp version of this project. You can see you can view all the standard Scratch stuff, and you can even see inside, and you can access all of these crazy features that TurboWarp adds. So, however, there's another mode in the settings page that is called Replace Player. So if you click on Replace Player, this actually replaces the literal player. So like, yeah, so you can see that the project plays, but if this was like a 3D project using some insane cloning things, then it would work a lot faster. So this is really quick. I'll definitely have this enabled. Note that if you're using the Replace Player mode, then it will, change the Scratch player to a TurboWarp embed. Basically, if you have a TurboWarp embed, you can't add Scratch Editor add-ons, and you can't see inside the projects. Also, keep in mind that if you're using cloud variables, well, it'll work, but not as expected, because TurboWarp has a separate cloud data servers, so it's independent of Scratch. So basically, Scratch has one cloud data server, and TurboWarp has a cloud data server of its own. So basically, like if you choose the Replace Player mode, it'll send your Scratch username to turbowarp.org, and that'll use that in cloud data. Cloud data will just work a bit unexpectedly. Next up is the More Items Per Row add-on. And this is actually really interesting, but it can be a bit hard to fiddle around with. But basically, it just changes the number of items displayed in a single row in a grid of project studios or users. So I'll just show you. So in Explore and Search, if I set this to 5, as you can see, it looks like I've zoomed out, but I actually haven't. There's 5 projects per row, and this actually works for a lot of things. So we have a ton of options over here. Studio projects is actually really interesting. So if I set this to say 4 and I go to a studio, the grids are now made up of 4, like I have just put over here. So if I put 5, this will update, and you can see that now the thumbnails are really small. So if you have a smaller screen, then this might work really well. So yeah. Next up is Ctrl+Enter to post, and this automatically posts a comment or a forum post on Ctrl+Enter. So if you're using macOS, then you can use the command key. So this can work with comments and on the forums, so that's actually really handy. Next up is Customizable Profile Picture Border, and this allows you to hide or change the outline around profile pictures in project and studio comments. So now here you can see that there's like an outline. So this, for languages, for example, their logo is transparent. You can change the color of this. So if I wanted this to be like a red, as you can see, this is kind of weird, but as you can see, it is working. And if I just don't want this to be there at all, then I might just hide the outline. and I might uncheck this, and now it'll be completely transparent, so it'll look exactly how the file is. Again, another add-on for you people out there using smaller screens. When you're reading through your messages, sometimes the messages are so big that you have to keep on scrolling over and over and over, and it can get really annoying. So with this add-on, that's actually all fixed and stuff. It's pretty cool. So that word again, oh my gosh. Okay, so if I go to my messages, you can see that this now, because I have this enabled, it's all compact, and it might look kind of ugly, but this is actually really efficient to use. So this isn't really focusing on looks, it's more focusing on efficiency. So now you can look through all of your comments without having to scroll and then click show more like every 2 seconds, load more. So yeah, next up is customizable default project. Ooh, I am excited for this. So this will change the default project from the Scratch Cat to any existing project. As you can see, this is what happens when you create a new project. There's this cat sprite, these 2 costumes, the very loud and annoying meow sound, the my variable, but this add-on can allow you to customize this and actually have empty projects. So if I click on this preset and then I click OK and I create another project, I have a lot of empty projects. Whoa, take a look at that. So now there's no sprite, there's no costumes because there is no sprite, and there's no variable, and that's actually really nice. So now you don't have to delete that poor cat, delete that poor variable, and that sound like when you create a new project. By the way, guess which project this is? I'm just gonna throw that out there. So now if I copy one of my projects or someone else's projects, I can go ahead and I can actually paste this inside of this little box here. Now if I create another project, my goodness, I'll have to delete all these projects after I'm done filming. As you can see, the project has been loaded. So say you're an animator and you want to load your OC into the project because animations are like the only type of project that you make, then you can just use this add-on. And yeah, like as someone who sometimes makes animations, I can totally relate to that, and that will be really, really useful. Next up is sort of just like a little thing that I'm going to throw out there. The editor dark mode now makes the costume editor's backgrounds dark. So there's no setting for this, but it's a new feature you can see over here. So if you have no idea what this is, then just ignore it, but this is what it looks like. There's a new feature in the dark mode add-on, or rather, to be more specific, the editor dark mode and customizable colors. So if I turn this on, there's a new setting over here. Change the colors of variables, lists, speech bubbles, and answer inputs on the stage. So this setting actually already existed, but now it specifically also has the speech bubble part with it. So it's kind of complex when I say it like that, but you'll see. If I head on over to this very recognizable project right over here, and I click on this person over here, you can see that this little part of the speech bubble or thought bubble actually affects it as well. Speaking of editor dark mode, there's another feature, and that is the TurboWarp dark preset. So if I go ahead and click on this and load the preset, you can see that everything sort of changes, and now, well, you don't see, I'll show you, making use of one of my weird things, and whoa, take a look at this. So you can see that this styling actually, you know, looks like what TurboWarp looks like. You can see that now these two look the same. So if you like Garbamuffin's TurboWarp's styling, the dark mode styling, then you can totally go ahead and enable this option, and now it's a dark mode. I actually really like the red, so nice job. Previously, if you had the developer tools add-on enabled and you right-clicked on the border of the editor, it would sort of cut off the image that you're seeing on screen right now. But as you can see now, if I right-click over here, it adjusts the right click, so it's not going to be it's not going to, you know, go past this backpack over here. Ignore the taskbar that just came up. And we are back on the, oh, no, go away, you're making me look thank you. But it is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you liked an add-on specifically, then let us know. And yeah, by the way, you should totally join the Scratch Addons Discord server. There's a lot of fun things going on there. You can chat with other people about Scratch Addons. Just note that you have to be 13 years or older, or the applicable age in your country to join the server or use Discord, because if you're found out, then we will kick you out. Sorry, it's the rules. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe, because why not, and like, because also why not. If you like the video, like it. If you did not like the video, then don't dislike it. Don't do that. Okay. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next Scratch Addons update video. Bye bye.